Welcome back to the Variety Show, and also welcome back to Tom and Rob in the studio, which
Yay.
We haven't done a video like this for the studio,
No, not
and we haven't done a video like this for the podcast. So this is all new territory. Rob has no idea about the episode we're recording today at all. We're in sunny St Albans. It's a lovely evening. It's just turned 8:30, so we're going to be walking quite quick to try and keep the light going. And we've got 5 locations to go to.
Okay.
And the first location is behind us, St Albans Hospital, which we'll cover that in a moment. But the idea of today, it's a very experimental episode. We've had 5 guests record scripts for me.
Right.
And they are 5 famous murders or crimes that happened in St Albans.
At the locations we're going to?
Well, we're going to go to the locations, and you're going to hear a story at each location.
Okay.
And you'll be following us, and you'll see all the footage, of course. And by the end of it, we're going to end up at the Cathedral.
Mm-hmm.
And once you've heard that story and you've worked out all of that, you need to tell me which one was fake.
One of them's not real. Okay.
One of the 5 is not real.
Right.
So I guess, really, I'm going to go and click stop on that.
Okay.
You'll see some B-roll footage because we're going to fit in as much as we can and make this look nice and smart. And you'll join us talking about St Albans Hospital.
Awesome.
So, area number 1. So, area number 1 then, dude, is St Albans Hospital. Any fun stories about this? Well, it's a hospital. There's a limit to how many fun stories you can have about a hospital.
I've got 2 critical life moments happens to me.
Critical life moment. Ooh.
Really important life. The first one is I was born here.
Me too. I am a St Albans general boy too.
Yeah, it's a critical life moment for everyone on the planet because I was born here. So everyone should be celebrating that. It's 21st of October, 1985. It was a Monday.
23rd of April, 1984. Don't know what the day was.
The second one was it was the first time and first place I had a red stick shoved up my cock.
Hey, gum clinic.
In the gum clinic, which is now...
Watch the studio traffic now, just go, nip and dive. It took them all of 2 minutes to talk about cocks.
And there goes the YouTube algorithm again.
I'm waiting to see all these houses that got windows open, stick their head out going, why are they talking about the gum clinic?
Yeah. Well,
in a children's park.
It's not there now, so I don't know where people go when they need their red stick fix, but that's where I had
saying
mine.
That, St Albans General. So it used to be a general hospital. It used to be accident and emergency. It's now... You can go and get a blood test. You can get a scan. I think they do very minor surgery here.
It's an out-of-hours doctors as well.
Oh, out-of-hours doctors.
Been
brilliant.
here a few times for out-of-hours doctors.
I'm a little bit sad to say I was born here, but I can't die here. That's really it.
Well, I mean, you could if something happened to you this
blood
evening.
Test, can you stop the bleeding?
No, if something happened to you today, I could take you there and you could die.
No, I probably would because they'd say, "Have you got an appointment from 111?"
Yeah.
Oh no, you need to phone 111 for. He's dying on the floor. No.
Well,
you need a 111 appointment.
As we know from my recent adventures in the Watford one, that makes fucking no difference whether you've got an appointment from 111 or not.
Well, that's happened to us before. We've gone to Luton. It's like, yeah, we've got an appointment from 111. No, you're not on the list. But they told us to come here and see the doctors. You need to go over to the other building that's hidden around the corner, underground, and there's a giant queue there. Go and join that one. Okay.
Yeah, Luton, like my boy is born in Luton, and there's an experience of having a child there, wonderful. But the thought of going there for being ill is terrifying. That place is just insanely big. Whoever it's like the person who painted that painting where the stairs go all over the place.
Yeah.
That guy. He designed Luton Hospital. Because the Watford one's hard enough because there's all different buildings. The Luton one is fucking, it might as well be like multiple campuses. You'll never find anything in that. But anyway, neither of those are St Albans Hospital. Neither of them.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But anyway, so the only other story I've got about St Albans isn't even my story. And those of you that watch Cheap Show or listen to Cheap Show will understand what Derek means, and my uncle Derek, who told quite worrying stories to children. And one of the tapes that I sent the Cheap Show boys was his life stories.
Yep.
In which one of them, he goes to see his girlfriend over in Chiswell Green near the, what used to be the Lotus garage.
Yeah.
He then goes home because he's got something like scarlet fever or something. And he gets taken to hospital, and they insisted on carrying him down 3 flights of stairs. Right. And he got to hospital, and then, in Derek's words, the ambulance driver went outside, and he died.
Is that the end of the story?
Basically, he claims the story was he was so big and he could have walked down, but they insisted on carrying him. And that poor ambulance man was so tired by the whole thing, he died.
Is this the same story as the tiger having a tug through the window?
Oh, there's all sorts of stories, and that's again.
I'm not familiar with all of them.
I'm going to publish them at some point, but head over to Cheap Show, look up Derek, and you'll find all the stories there. But that's not the story we're here to discuss.
No, okay.
So let me find. I've got pictures as well, and I've closed the wallet. Well done, me. Here is Area 1's picture. There we go. I'll put it up on screen for people to see, so you don't have to hold it up.
Okay.
What's that a picture of?
It is a mugshot of G. Young, 22nd of November, 71.
Yep, so that's Graham
D.I. G. Young.
So
Detective
I think that's
Inspector.
just D1.
Not Detective Inspector.
No. He was a criminal. And his name was Graham Young, and he was born in North London, and he ended up coming to St Albans and committed some crimes here.
Did he do a murder?
He did a murder. So what we're going to do, I am going to get some drone footage of the hospital before the light gets too dark, while Rob listens to the story. And obviously what you're going to see is that footage, and you're going to hear the story that Rob's listening to now. And you can come back to us in a minute.
When most people think of St Albans, they think of Roman history. They think of the Cathedral, the market, the pubs, maybe Vermilion Park. It's one of those places that feels safe. The sort of place where nothing particularly sinister could ever happen. But hidden among the streets of St Albans is a connection to one of Britain's most disturbing killers. A man who didn't carry a knife, didn't use a gun, didn't lurk in dark alleys. Instead, he made people a nice cup of tea. His name was Graham Young, and history remembers him as the Teacup Poisoner. Born in 1947, Young developed a fascination with poisons at an age when most children were collecting football cards or building airfix kits. He studied toxicology, read books about famous murderers, and became obsessed with the effects different poisons had on the human body. The problem was, he wasn't interested in theory. He wanted to see it happen for himself. By his early teens, people around him were becoming mysteriously ill. Family members, friends. Eventually, investigators discovered that Young had been secretly administering poison to people around him, including members of his own family. At just 14 years old, he was sent to Broadmoor Hospital, one of the most secure psychiatric hospitals in the country. Most people would assume that would be the end of the story. It wasn't. After spending years inside Broadmoor, doctors concluded that he was fit to return to society, so he was released. And that's where the Hertfordshire connection becomes even darker. Young found work in a laboratory near Brovington, just a few miles from where we're standing now. It sounded like a fresh start. Instead, history repeated itself. Workers began suffering unexplained illnesses, nausea, vomiting, severe stomach pain, hair loss. Nobody could work out why. The sickness became so widespread that people even gave it a nickname, the Bovington Bug. Except there was no bug. There was Graham Young, quietly poisoning his colleagues, often through drinks, sometimes through tea, watching the effect unfold around him, almost like a scientist conducting an experiment. By the time investigators finally uncovered what was happening, 2 men were dead and many more had been poisoned. The man who had been caught once had done it all over again. And one of Britain's most notorious serial poisoners would spend the rest of his life behind bars. So the next time you walk around St Albans, past the shops, the pubs and the historic streets, remember that one of Britain's strangest and most chilling criminal stories happened right here in Hertfordshire's doorstep. Not with violence, not with a dramatic chase, but with something as ordinary as a cup of tea.
So you've just heard the first story,
Yep.
Graham Young, the teacup poisoner, the teacup murderer. Murder.
Murder.
What are your thoughts?
Absolutely believable.
So unfortunately, this is one of the ones, and this is the only one before you start ripping the mick out of me, because I know you will.
Didn't happen in St Albans.
Like the 90s, mostly happened in Bovingdon. He lived around here, but no one is entirely sure where in St Albans. He was definitely St Albans based during the majority of it, but there's no record of what premises he lived on. Otherwise, we would have been filming near there instead.
So just to clarify, this whole thing is about murders and murderers that happened and people that lived in St Albans, and the very first one didn't live in St Albans.
Well, the next one's a major crime rather than a murder. No, he did live in St Albans. He just murdered outside of St Albans that we know
He
of.
lived in St Albans, murdered outside of St Albans. Okay.
But the next one's going to be a major crime, and we need to walk that way in St Albans main town centre.
Right.
Right.
To my house, the scene of the major crime.
That's where Rob was made by his parents.
That's where I was just before we came out.
Ah,
The
right.
toilet.
Off we go then. Right, so here we are outside Barclays and the new charity shop Emmaus.
Yeah.
Over to our left, we have the Water End Barn, which I don't know if you know, used to have a bar underneath it. Before it was the Water End Barn pub, it was a Simmons. It was owned by Simmons.
I've got a story about that.
And then there was a bar under it called Hot Coals. And we used to, when I used to work in the Hour Price, we used to finish up on a Thursday and go straight to Hot Coals because it was a happy hour. And it was always cocktails and it was delicious. And we got drunk many a night. And then behind us is the Alban Arena.
I love the Alban Arena.
So what memories of this area have you got?
These are all going to be terrible.
This is where Rob also got a red stick up his cock.
No, I'm just aware I've got the mic on my right and I'm turning to you.
Doesn't matter. Oh, God. So straight away, my wife's going to be angry with you. Because
No, I said we've just happened to have sat on the wrong side.
Right, swap spaces. Because you know what?
Because I purposely put on this side because at the last stop you were on that side of me. Okay.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
So
okay.
I am being aware of Jem. Right, so I had my drink spiked in there.
Oh, happy story.
Yeah, another happy story. So we've had birth is a happy story. Red stick,
no, fair enough.
low is it? Date raped, lower.
Yeah, that's the lowest point of the story so far, granted.
Yeah.
What stories have I? Have you ever done the Alban Arena as a pantomime? Because God, is it? Again, a bit like you getting the red stick up your dick. It's like getting a fist up your ass trying to pay for that. The price just to see Phil Mitchell from EastEnders on stage, it's just no.
We saw a dinosaur thing in there, which is wicked. They had big pink.
The Walking with Dinosaurs thing.
Yeah, and T went up on the stage.
Oh, that's very cool.
It was so good. Yeah, that was really good.
So the only things I think I've seen here, I saw Sean Locke.
Yep.
They was very, very, very funny. I saw in about 96 Toy Story, because they used to show cinema films here every now and then.
Yep.
That was after our Odeon closed, and they went, well, what can we do? We'll show them here every now and then. So I got to see Toy Story, which was for a second time. I was very excited by that. And the Beer Festival.
Yeah, I haven't been to the Beer Festival.
Have you never been to the... That might have to be a podcast episode.
Yeah, I've not been to the beer.
The problem is I don't like beer. I don't mind lager. I don't mind a little bit of cider. But ale...
I think I've been invited, like, on 2 occasions, like, SideQuest Mark's invited me, and both times I haven't been able to go.
The only problem... So the last time I went, I had an ale that was something like 25%, and it was like gravy. It even looked the colour of gravy. Murky, brown, grim.
I mean, I don't really like beer.
No. So they had some foreign lagers downstairs. That's where the dirty people went. All the people that were drinking ale all upstairs and downstairs in this little bar. You had lagers and ciders, and it's like the smallest area that they could dedicate to it. I spent most of my time down there. It was great.
I've done the Bermondsey Beer Mart.
Ooh.
That's all craft beers and stuff. It's very, very you know what.
Yeah.
Which was interesting, really busy, and a lot of it was gross. A lot of it was gross.
It really is.
It was gross.
So back to the main part of the story then. So we're in Area 2, as I've called it, and we're just off St Peter's Street. Barclays Bank is right there, and you already know one story is where my dad, back in the 70s, maybe 80s, went and got a family clock repaired. It was wrapped up in a brown paper box, and he left it in the bank, which ended up having the whole bank sealed off, and the army called in for the bomb squad, and he ended up coming out to town and said, I know what your problem is. That's my clock. And he got sworn at by the army general, whoever it was.
That's my bank, by the way.
Oh, that's your bank?
My bank.
Oh, your bank.
My bank.
Oh, give us some money then if it's yours. But that's not the story we're here for.
No.
So story number 2 is the IRA. Nice, fun story, everyone. But this is a crime. 2 people died.
It's a matter of perspective, isn't it?
Well, true. 2 people died in this in this crime. And if it had all been successful, and you'll hear about that in the story in a moment, it would have been one of the largest, if not the largest, loss of life during the IRA attacks in England.
So I know about the story because my mum and dad have told it a million times to me.
Well, 1992, so I was 8.
Yeah.
And obviously, my parents might not have said anything. I wasn't watching the news because I wasn't even aware. In 92, I would have been somewhat on the boards. Oh my God, someone blew up the town centre. That would have been all the talk at school.
But what's the target? Because wasn't it a bin, just there?
No, so you'll find out. So here's a picture.
Yeah, well, I recognise it.
So you can match up the
we're
picture.
Sat here. That's where we're sat. That stairs is there.
Yeah, we're literally sat. So that's one of the main blast areas. The main blast area was actually around the front.
So our bench is just. Are the people going to see this picture?
Yep. People
okay,
see
so
that
if people are looking at the picture, so there's the gate, there's the railings there, and then you see it going down some steps, and then it's the end of the picture.
This is where
we're sat just off picture, with this building on our right.
So I'm going to go and stop the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, stop the microphones, and you can listen to the next story.
Today, St Albans feels like one of the safest places you could imagine. Restaurants, pubs, shops, people heading home after a night out. But in November 1991, right here in the city centre, St Albans came terrifyingly close to becoming the scene of a major terrorist attack. And the only reason it didn't happen is because the bomb exploded too early. On the evening of November 15th, a charity concert was taking place nearby. Performing that night was the Band of the Blues and Royals, part of the British Army. Inside the venue were around 350 people. Families, couples, local residents. Nobody knew they were just minutes away from disaster, because nearby, 2 members of the provisional IRA were carrying a bomb through St Albans town centre. The target was believed to be the military band concert. The device contained around 7 pounds of Semtex explosive, and, according to later reports, they had attempted to get it close enough to plant it, but security around the event was tighter than expected. Then, everything went wrong. For them. At just before 10 o'clock, the bomb exploded prematurely in the doorway of a disused Barclays Bank on St Peter's Street. The blast tore through the area. Windows shattered. The explosion echoed across the city centre. People rushed into the streets trying to work out what had happened. And at the centre of it all were the 2 bombers themselves, killed instantly by their own device. One was 18-year-old Patricia Black from Belfast. The other was IRA volunteer Frank Ryan. Their plan had failed before it could be carried out. What makes this story so chilling is the timing. Investigators later believed that if the bomb had detonated only minutes later, crowds would have been leaving the concert. The streets would have been packed, and the number of casualties could have been catastrophic. Instead, the people of St Albans escaped what might have become one of the deadliest IRA attacks of the early 1990s. Today, thousands of people walk through this part of the city every week. most have no idea that one of the most dramatic moments of the Troubles happened right here. Not in Belfast, not in London, but in St Albans. A failed attack, a premature explosion, and a reminder of how close ordinary places can come to becoming part of national history. Because on that night, in November 1991, the difference between a headline and a massacre may only have been a few minutes.
So it's quite a chilling feeling, really, when you sat here thinking and you see the picture of what actually happened.
Yeah.
And literally just to our right, 50 foot, that's what blew up.
There's something quite whimsical and very British about it being called the Troubles.
The Troubles.
Yeah, it's kind of like just having a little bit of an argument with your neighbour about parking. that's how it's kind of described, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. It's always a little bit.
Oh yes, the Troubles.
We're going to make it sound as bad as it could be.
Yeah,
it could always be better. But that was the second story. Then you've got to make your mind up, obviously, in a few more. Big thank you to all our guests, by the way, who recorded these. We'll mention them all at the end, and they'll all get a credit. Beautifully read, perfect to my script that I wrote them, and hopefully entertaining. That's all I can say, because I've got to say, editing the sound on them was great fun. Trying to kind of do this whole podcast murder mystery thing that you see all the time. Tell you what, it's harder than I thought. Much
we're
harder
a
than I
murder
thought.
Podcast now.
We're a true crime podcast. True crime.
That's it.
If I'm going to list this one under true crime.
Yeah, get that on true crime.
Right, well, we've now got to walk that way because we're going to be going to London Road and we're going to an old train station.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So we'll be back in a minute. Right, so I'm going to fold over so Rob doesn't see any information he shouldn't do.
There's like URLs have been printed, which could give tips away.
Well, yeah, very much so. So we're at Area 3, which is London Road Station. Now, did you know that this used to be a train line to start with?
No. It looks like a train station.
So this is now called the Auburn Way, but this used to be a train line from pretty much all the way down in Cotton Mill, all the way over there. Mm-hmm. And it used to run all the way to Hatfield and then join the main line, which headed up to Stevenage. Yep. And it was closed in, I think, the 50s or 60s, and that was the last of it. And then it became this walk. And here's our picture. And as you can see in the picture, I'll put it up on the screen there. That is the same station block there. There's been some extensions to it here and there. You can see where the additional bit of the building's there, and that one wasn't there. But the main building as itself has kind of remained the same.
That's extended there.
That's interesting.
And they're windows when they were doors.
Yeah. So this was a Busy Bees nursery. It's now a Bee Me nursery. I didn't even know that. Maybe it's the same brand. Who knows? But that's where our next murder or crime occurs. Now, not many people have any stories about this. I've got two, so
I've got none from around here.
You've got none from around here?
Not this part of the train line. Different part of the train line, I do.
Well, fair enough.
Told it on the podcast where I used to strap firecrackers to aerosol.
Yeah, well, the other story was where I lost a glove about a mile that way on the train line.
What was his name?
Yeah. Remember the story?
No. Oh, no, yes.
No. Okay,
I thought you were saying you lost it up someone. Now, I remember the story now. You said that on the show.
Yeah, we did that on the show, embarrassing stories.
James can tell us what episode
he'll get to that episode soon, actually, I think, yeah. So that's a different story. I'm not going to go into that. No, the story I'm going to go with two stories then. As a young teenager, obviously nothing to do, and when the town and the maltings especially started to shut down or we'd run out of money, we used to just walk around. We used to walk for miles, and one of the things we used to do is walk here. And the Auburn Way there walks all the way up behind the old train station, well, the main train station, St Albans City. And before that was all a housing estate, that was a giant car park, wasn't it, if you remember? Yeah. And it turns out the very bottom of that train's car parking station backed onto the Auburn Way, and it was quite a steep slope down, but that is where people, once they'd robbed your car in the car park, would dump things.
Mhm.
So often we would walk along there and we'd look in the bushes and you'd find pornos, classic bush porn.
Bush porn, yeah.
It really was bush porn in all ways.
White dog poo.
You'd find occasionally white dog poo, yeah. But then you'd also find like half-open bags with stuff emptied out. I found a passport once. So I took it to the police and, the look of a 90s police officer. So why do you have this? Well, I was walking on the Alban Way and we were looking through the bush and we found it, along with a bag and loads of other bags. Oh, well, are you sure you didn't do anything? It's like, no, I wouldn't have bought it to you, would I?
Yeah.
So
Was he there with the truncheon and a hat?
Well, so that's one of the story. And then the other one we had was much smaller. I must have only been 6 or 7. So my dad brought me and my brothers for a walk, and it was to the Alban Way.
Yep.
And we wasn't exactly this bit. So if you carry on all the way up, you get to the Crown Pub almost.
Mhm.
And there's a bridge over the road, and that's where the Alban Way restarts. And we'd gone for a walk there, and I don't know why Mum hadn't come with us. She was doing something at home. So Dad had taken us for a walk, and we were walking, and me and my 2 brothers, obviously being bored, we were walking not on the path, but along the banks. And of course, obviously, it wasn't anything like it was now. The path was gone. It was just dirt.
Mhm.
And one of us put our foot in a bee's nest.
Oh, dear.
And it was either bees or wasps. I can't remember which. And we were just swarmed. And I just remember my dad, we were running back and he was swatting these off us. We got in the car and we got home and my mum says she remembers opening the door and almost, I can't imagine my dad crying, but apparently he was near on. All of us crying, covered in welts all over us from these bee stings. And I just this vivid memory of us all sat there with these giant blobs of calamine all over us. It had been in our shirts, our trousers. So me and my covered. Amazing. None of us had a reaction.
Yeah.
And we were sat there watching Dad's old Hancock's half-hour VHS tape. It was just the vivid memory. It was this orange case and it was The Lift. For those of you that know Hancock, it was the episode called The Lift. And that's just one of the horrible. You'd think I'd be scared of bees, but I'm absolutely calm around them now.
Well, you've had so many stings now, you know what it's like.
Well, that's true. I've had lots of little pricks in me. And
a few bee stings.
Anyway, Area 3, you better listen to the story. We're losing light, so I'm going to see if I can get a quick aerial picture before it loses too much light. So join us back in a moment. All right.
All right.
If you've ever walked the Alban Way in St Albans, you've probably passed the old London Road station. Today it's peaceful. Cyclists pass by, dog walkers wander through. Most people barely give the building a second glance. But over 100 years ago, this quiet spot was the scene of one of St Albans' most shocking crimes. The victim was a man called Jonas Ellingham. He was the station master here at London Road Station. By all accounts, he was a strict and disciplined man, the sort of railwayman who expected everything to run exactly on time. A man who took pride in his work. And that's why what happened on the afternoon of August 9th, 1918 immediately raised alarm bells. Because Jonas Ellingham wasn't where he was supposed to be. Now that might not sound unusual today, but station masters didn't simply vanish. This was a man who followed routines, a man who was always visible around the station. So, when staff noticed he hadn't appeared to see off a train, people began to worry. Something wasn't right. At first, nobody wanted to jump to conclusions. Perhaps he was ill. Perhaps he stepped away briefly. Perhaps there was some innocent explanation. But as the hours passed, concern turned into suspicion. Eventually, people entered the station master's house, and what they found was horrifying. Jonas Ellingham was dead. He had been murdered. His skull had been crushed with a railway hammer. A brutal attack carried out in the very building where he lived and worked. Naturally, people began asking the obvious question: who would want to kill the station master in quiet St Albans? Was it a robbery? A disgruntled railway worker? A stranger passing through? The truth was far closer to home. The person responsible was his wife, Eliza Ellingham. After the attack, she attempted to take her own life using gas, but she survived. When the case eventually reached court, the details painted a picture of a woman suffering from severe mental illness. The court ruled that she was insane and unfit to stand trial. Instead of prison, she was committed to an asylum, where she would spend the rest of her life. Today, London Road Station still stands. The trains are long gone. The tracks have become a walking and cycling route. And thousands of people pass through here every year without ever knowing the story, without realizing this peaceful corner of St Albans was once the setting for a murder that shocked the town. It's a reminder that history isn't always found in castles, battlefields, or famous landmarks. Sometimes it's hidden in ordinary places. A station platform, a railway house, a building you've walked past 100 times, never knowing what happened there.
Right, so you've heard Area 3's story now then. So Jonas Ellingham, the railway master who had his head beaten in by his wife.
Yeah, head caved in by his missus. How we all feel.
Not going there. Not going there for the world of shit that would lead to.
I'll say it for you. How we all feel.
How believable of a story.
It's all believable, yeah.
So
I could believe someone's
3
wife
for
would
3
cave someone's head
believable
in.
so far.
Yeah. I mean, I have to listen to all of them. So far, even though it's believable, this is the one at the moment I'll say no to.
Interesting.
Not
okay.
because I don't find it believable, just unless the whole IRA thing is like the Mandela effect and we all just don't actually...
It turned out it was the Manchester bombing, you remember, and that was actually a real
And
thing.
the T1, I like the idea of the T1, so...
Fair enough. So we're going to move on to Area 4, which is now that way, and we're going to walk along the cycle walking path until we get to the Sopwell Allotments, which is Cotton Mill and all of that area.
Cotton Mill, okay.
That's the shortest walk we've actually got to do. I think it's literally 5 minutes walk that way. And what we could do is we could sit up on the bridge and have that lovely view over the allotments.
Let's get Cotton Mill done before it gets too dark.
Good idea. Sorry, Cotton Mill, but it's true.
No, I'm not sorry.
Cool. Okay. I wonder if that's haunted, actually. It'd be amazing if it was.
Well, there's someone in there.
That's the cleaner. He's not a ghost. Oh, we'll knock on the door. Hello, can we ghost hunt?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Let's get walking before it gets too dark.
Let's go.
I folded it because I don't think you can read it in the dark anyway, but just in case. Anyway, this is our next story. So this is Sopwell Allotments, and you can see just about the cathedral. The light has drastically dropped. I thought I'd still have enough time to do this video. I should have done it 6 weeks ago, like when I was really excited. So that's my fault. But you've got in the distance a beautiful shot of the cathedral where we're about to end up after this story. And down here is the Sopwell Allotments, and we've got the river Ver below us, and this must be quite new. It never used to be there. As you can see, it's waist high, so I can understand why it's there. To be fair, thinking about it, I was going to sit on that, looking at it now. I'm really glad I can't. That would have been a really stupid idea.
Bikes coming.
Oh, we've got bikes coming with no lights on, okay. I'm just going to walk over here for a moment, then out their way. But, the allotments, any stories from around this location?
Not here. I barely remember ever coming here before.
Yeah, no, I had no stories at all around here because it's, we used to have family walks. So we used to start at and again, you will have seen by the B-roll footage, have you been caught by the stinging nettles? Oh, that's why I wore jeans. We used to walk along here. We'd start at the nunnery. and you'd walk along the river and then we'd paddle in the Ver. And obviously one of the best things about coming along here was we were near the best chip shop in St Albans back in the day. Chong's.
Oh, yeah.
So Chong's is kind of just over there.
Yeah.
So you used to get fish and chips, and then you could, or chips, and we'd come here and big bottle of lemonade, and we'd walk along there, paddle in the Ver in the summer. Well, that's all the stories I've really got for the area. I've not got anything too exciting. And to be fair, we've got the ducks going now. I brought the kids along here a few times. It's quite exciting for them because it's this long walk, and they've redone it all now. So when we were small, it used to just be this dirt track, and you'll see it in a minute when we're walking. It's all now this beautifully raised up ground that you can walk along, and all wood and everything like that. So that's quite cool. But otherwise, it's just really memories of walking out here with my best friend Michael Gow at the time, and we just walked and we had fun and explored and whatever else. But you get listening to the next story, which is Area 4. We'll try not to get run over by a bicycle because we're stood right in their way. Sorry. And we'll get on with recording. Another bike's coming as well. So, right, we'll stand still and then we'll stop recording. But enjoy the sunset if you can see anything.
If you've ever walked through the cotton mill area of St Albans, you'll know it's surprisingly peaceful. There are allotments, footpaths, open spaces, the ruins of Sopwell Priory nearby. It's the sort of place where people come to walk the dog, get some fresh air, or escape the noise of the town centre. But in the winter of 1948, this quiet corner of St Albans became the scene of a murder mystery that has never been solved. The victim was a man named Stephen Varley. He was 52 years old and worked for the aircraft manufacturer de Havilland in nearby Hatfield. On the morning of December the 6th, 1948, his body was discovered near the allotments at Cottonfield. What should have been an ordinary day quickly became one of the biggest criminal investigations St Albans had ever seen, because it wasn't immediately obvious this wasn't an accident. This was murder. As news spread, detectives began searching for answers. Who was Stephen Varley? Why was he here? Who had wanted him dead? The investigation quickly grew beyond the local police. Scotland Yard became involved. One of Britain's most famous detectives, Chief Detective Inspector Robert Fabian, joined the case. Even Dr. Keith Simpson, one of the country's leading forensic pathologists, was brought in to help. The pressure was enormous. The police interviewed witnesses. They followed leads. They examined evidence. They searched for motive. And yet, despite all that expertise, the case stubbornly refused to give up its secrets. Every promising lead seemed to disappear. Every theory eventually fell apart, and the killer remained unidentified. Imagine that for a moment. One of the most experienced detective teams in Britain. One of the most respected forensics experts in the country. A murder victim found right here in St Albans. And still no answer. As the years passed, the investigation faded from the headlines. But the mystery never truly went away. Because unlike most murder cases, there was no courtroom ending. No dramatic confession, no guilty verdict, no neat conclusion, just questions. Questions that remain unanswered to this day. Standing here now, it's difficult to imagine the scene that detectives faced in 1948. The allotments look ordinary, the paths are quiet, life has moved on. But somewhere amongst these fields and footpaths lies the setting for one of St Albans' most enduring mysteries. A murder, a victim, and a killer who was never caught.
It's funny, you just did Murder Most Horrid, and that was one of your Do You Remembers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You did the audio for it as Do You and I had no idea what that show was at all. So, as I say, that is the Sopwell allotment. It's getting very dark now. The next video will have the clip-on light, so it's a bit brighter. So we're not going to talk too much here, but isn't it an eerie idea that you could be walking down on that path down there? I know you guys can't see that, but you're walking down there. It's one morning, and there's a body.
Yeah.
But it's just even eerier that, like the next story, it's unsolved. There is no end to that story. It's just He was found dead. They really tried hard. Nothing. Just very, very eerie.
Yeah.
Because how can I kind of get it back there. Someone just scored, or someone lost, I should say. The wrong team scored. Ooh.
Zombies are watching.
Oh shit, man! It's a zombie invasion, and we're recording. I can't have shaky cam because it's got a steady cam. So,
Where do?
yeah, we're right here. We go. Great video. Yeah, I understand now. It's so hard to get away with murder. Back then, I kind of get that it was easier, but
Look, you don't know till you've tried.
wow,
What can I say?
I'm annoyed about the railings.
There was a fly here.
Just saying. So here we are in Area 5 and the wind has picked up, so let's hope the wind muffs have actually done their job. We're at St Albans Cathedral. Biggest building in St Albans by far and one of the most spectacular. And it's hard to really imagine St Albans without this location. And obviously we've got one final crime to talk about, which is based on the grounds. In fact, we can't get into the grounds because they close it, although that gate over there is open. So we could actually walk over to it in a moment and film. We could have filmed there because it literally through the gate over there, around the other side. So directly the other side of the cathedral is where this final story takes place. But there's a lot of stories here. So this is, you were saying this is one of your favourite places.
Yeah, my favourite place to come to. I'd love just walking around the grounds and everything because I only went to school over there. She used to play football over there. We went here every week, and I just love it. I've got so many amazingly good memories here as a kid growing up. Love it.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Growing up, you'd run around the cathedral. You could go through the cathedral. The stained glass in there's phenomenal, all free, of course. And then you've got the grounds of Verulamium as well. So you've got the lakes over there, and you've got various walks. And we did a snack test, Canadian American.
We did.
Was it America or snack?
It's when I come back from Canada.
It was Canada, wasn't it, for that one?
But I think the park itself down there by the lake needs some love.
Oh dear God, does it? The water needs love. Yeah. The splash park is a joke compared to other bigger towns or towns similar size. It's just the splash park's a joke. For anyone that's got a kid, you'd understand. It's just it's dire. But otherwise, it's still a good park because you've still got the amazing grounds. You've still got great places to play. Crazy Golf's a bit crap now. It used to be far better.
Yeah.
Any stories?
Not any as enlightening as the previous ones.
So no stories about his cock here, which is good.
I've got stories. So one of the kids I went to primary school with, he used to live near where the arcade is. You got that car park.
Yeah.
He lived in the apartment above the entrance to that car park.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he
Heritage Close.
Yeah, he was convinced because he would used to walk down by the graveyard and stuff. He was convinced two things. One time, an alien spaceship came down and tried to abduct them.
Does he know Derek?
And the other one was he was convinced as well with another friend of mine that they used to see monks walking through the graveyard.
Interesting.
And they were hovering, like you didn't have any legs, long, the classic long brown, like Friar Tuck kind of cloaks. He was so convinced he used to see that.
So that's, funny enough, one of the regular stories you hear about this being a haunted location. So that's one that I can fully believe, and it could well be tied into this story about the murder.
Okay.
So, or the crime. You haven't heard the story yet, so we'll let you find that one out. And as I say, that takes place all over the other side of the cathedral, which we could have got to, but that's neither here nor there. Any stories from my side? Well, they used to host a fete. So it always used to be raising money for the cathedral, and they used to just have lots of like summer fete sort of stalls. And there was one year, me and my middle brother, we were at the shop, which is literally just out there and up George Street, and that's where my parents' shop is. And we'd come down with some money, and we were allowed to come to this fete, and Rowan was in charge of me, and we came down, and one of the stalls was a can you unlock the door? So one of those fake little doors with a Yale or a Chubb lock, and there was a big bag of keys. Now, this is not very Christian of me.
Okay.
We won about £20 that day because there was a £5 note behind the door each time. And I swear I couldn't see through the blindfold. It also probably didn't really help them that the one key that would open the door was also the key that was the only key that was the same colour as the lock.
Oh, it didn't say Yale on the key.
So, oh look, I've unlocked the door. Yeah. So we walked away with about £20. And then funny enough, where we're recording, there's a tree right behind the camera. We sat down there and someone must have been drunk or they'd just been sat there with the family, I don't know. But there was a big pile of change, pound coins, 50p's, things like that. And it's like, brilliant, which load up. We went away with loads of money. But it's funny, the thing I remember most from there was one of the prizes I won were one of those little Kinder Surprise green frogs. Oh, I loved that thing. And I don't know, I pissed my brother off. I was little, don't get me wrong, so you obviously piss off your big brother. And I remember he knocked it out of my hand, and this fate person just had a go. She had a go, don't you wind your brother up. Don't you do that to his toy, that's horrible. I was so, this little frog, and I was like, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? It's that sort of age range. I was like, oh. But that's the sort of memories I have from around here. And then obviously the naughty memories, having been drunk at Hot Coals, which you heard about earlier, we walked down the lakes and we'd walk around the lakes in the dark, and we went in the Crazy Golf, and there used to be a big plastic octopus or spider.
Yeah.
Turns out they'd only been bolted down by finger strength.
Oh, okay.
And it was unbolted, and it was carried about 2:00 in the morning through town and left on the roundabout outside the Blacksmith's Arms.
You lot used to nick stuff all the time. Fucking awful.
No, that's one of the only things I nicked. I'm not the people that was nicking garden furniture and getting pulled over by the old bill for it. Whole nother story. Anyway, final story then. Let me just get this and let me just fold over the bits so you can't see. Not that you can in this light level, but any URLs or anything like that. So there we go. There's your first picture. It's a bit hard to see.
Oh, that's just over there.
Yeah, it's just over there. That's what I mean. We could have been over there. So there's the cottages. And you might need to get your torch out to be fair.
Scene where the body of a local man was found on Saturday morning. 8 cathedral candles were arranged in a circle. 7 had burned completely away. The 8th remained untouched.
Yeah, so it's a bit of an eerie one, this one. But I am going to go and turn this off before the gimbal fails on us yet again because of this wind.
St Albans Cathedral has stood over this city for centuries. It survived wars, religious upheaval, the dissolution of the monasteries, and more than 1,000 years of history. But one of the strangest stories ever associated with the cathedral isn't recorded on any plaque or memorial. It's the story of a murder that baffled police in the autumn of 1933, and a mystery that became known locally as the 8th Candle. On the morning of October the 14th, a cathedral groundskeeper arrived for work shortly before sunrise. As he walked through the cathedral precincts, he noticed something unusual near the old medieval foundations. At first, he thought somebody had been sleeping rough. Then he got closer, and he realised he was looking at a body. The victim was 28-year-old Edwin Mercer, a local volunteer bell ringer. He was well known around the cathedral and described as quiet, reliable, and deeply involved in church life. But what made the discovery remarkable wasn't the body itself, it was what surrounded it. Arranged around Mercer was a circle of 8 cathedral candles, not household candles, large church candles, the sort normally used during services. 7 had burnt almost completely away, only pools of wax remained, but the 8th candle was untouched, unlit, as though it had been deliberately left waiting. Police immediately suspected a hoax, perhaps local youths, perhaps somebody attempting to make the death appear ritualistic. But investigators quickly discovered that there was no evidence of vandalism, no signs of a struggle, and no obvious explanation for how the candles had arrived there. The newspapers quickly picked up the story. Rumours spread across St Albans.
Some claimed it was the work of a secret society. Others believed the candles had a religious meaning. One particular persistent rumour suggested the arrangement represented the 8 Benedictine monks said to have guarded the abbey treasury during the Middle Ages, though historians found no evidence such a tradition had ever existed. As the investigation continued, the mystery deepened. No witnesses came forward, no motive emerged, and no one could explain why 7 candles had been burnt while the 8th remained untouched. Months later, the case was quietly closed, officially unresolved. No arrests, no charges, no answers. Today, the story has largely faded from memory. Most visitors walk through the cathedral grounds without knowing it was ever told. But according to local folklore, every few years somebody reports finding a single candle left near the old foundations, always unlit, always alone. And whether that's simply a coincidence or somebody keeping an old legend alive depends entirely on who you ask.
Okay, so the story of the 8th candle was the 5th area story. And that concludes our walkabout, really. So we've ended at the cathedral and we started maybe half a mile that way at the hospital. So we've done a fair old whack tonight. And I mean, we started at what? Just after 8, I said, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it's 11:15 now. So it's been a fair old whack of a walk. Where's your head at? What do you think?
I loved that last one. That's my favourite one.
So that was very kindly read to us by Simon. So
so
recapping this, Area 1 was Graham Young, the teacup murderer.
Yep, the teacup murderer. Then you had the IRA.
The IRA, yes.
And then the station master was murdered by his wife.
Jonas Ellingham.
And then the allotment murder.
Stephen Varley.
And then the 8th candle. The 8th candle.
Can't remember his name. And I've just listened to it. I can't remember the name.
I so want the 8th candle one to be real. So even though everything in my head is telling me to pick that as the fake one, my heart is like, no, I shan't.
I want to.
I want it to be real. So I'm going to say that.
You see, could it be that, yes, it might sound implausible, but actually one of the others was written specifically to be the most plausible one out of all of them?
Yeah, I think the station master murder is the one I'm going to choose.
Oh, okay. So the wife who cleaved his skull.
Yeah, because I think the tea murderer guys I completely believe that. Yeah, absolutely. Someone poisoning someone.
So let's go from the beginning then. Number 1, Graham Young, incredibly famous murderer.
Is he? Okay.
Absolutely. He was notorious. It was very creepy that from a young age he was literally, well, like I said and had written in the stories, as a young kid, all these kids playing football and playing toy guns and whatever else, and he sat there going, how can I kill someone?
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, very creepy. The IRA thing, absolutely real. Yeah. Shortly afterwards, you had the Manchester bombings and the various other bombings that went on throughout the UK. Mm-hmm. So, obviously, that was very real as well. Number 3 was
the station master murder.
Jonas Ellingham. Well, you'll be disappointed to hear that is a very true story. Very true story. She was taken off, and yes, she was, as of the time, put in an insane asylum, and that was it. The story does carry on a little bit, and if you look into it, it does go on for a few years about the family of the wife and whether or was she mistreated and various other bits and pieces throughout all of it. But that was absolutely true. Stephen Varley and the Allotment. I thought you might have picked that one just because it was so heavily told with the fact that they got the best detectives in the land to come and deal with it. Even they couldn't solve the murder.
I thought that was just fluff.
It was true. Yeah. Stephen Varley was murdered. He was one of the unsolved murders of the UK and of St Albans. So yes, the 8th candle is a load of bollocks.
No, what a shame. It's the one I really wanted to be true.
It's based on God knows how much. So like you said,
is that an AI image then?
That is a real image that I then asked AI to add 8 candles to.
Because I was looking at it counting the candles.
So there are 8 candles there.
Yeah.
Could AI give me 8 candles one of which hadn't burnt and the other 7 that had, but with no flame, could it buggery. As soon as it heard the word candle, they all needed to be on fire.
I think there's more than 8 candles. One, two,
no, there's
three,
8.
four,
I
five,
edited
6.
it to make sure there were, because I did some Photoshop on it as well. But yes, that is the fake story. He wasn't really murdered. He didn't exist. It's based on lots of different stories. So there's the stories of the monks, which often comes up as folklore. People have seen the monks walking through the grounds and hear them doing their chanting and whatever else. It just hasn't happened. There was also a World War II story where the monks were again seen by a fire watch person, and by the time that his friends turned up, they just evaporated into nothing, and the bells were ringing and everything. And again, you can find very little about these stories, but the amount of mythos and folklore about the cathedral, there's no end, and you've got to believe, because of the age of it. I mean, the fact that it was torn, parts of it were torn down and rebuilt in the Victorian era and everything, and it doesn't even look like the original cathedral does. The original cathedral had a spire, and that front end is completely wrong. The Victorians rebuilt that, and it doesn't look at all what it used to look like. But yeah, I'm afraid your favourite story then was...
It was obvious, really, wasn't it? But at the same time, I should have gone with my head.
Yes.
I went with my heart.
That kind of leaves me then just to say thank you very much to our guests who did the recordings for us. So we're going to start with Drew Lusion, who, and again, below you'll see all the various links. Drew Lusion is a Twitch streamer and a fantastic, just full stop guy who has an amazing voice, and we love using him for all the sorts of things. So please go and subscribe and follow him. That was followed up by Karen from Lightly Used, one of the podcasts on the same network as us. That's the Studio Channel 84 podcast network. Very kindly did the IRA story. The third story was done by John Oddtrots, who is a Twitch streamer and also podcaster with Pocket Knockers, new to Studio Channel 84 and a great friend of ours. Number 4 was Adam, who also comes from the Lightly Used podcast. And again, all of these people did amazing jobs. But I've got to say, Adam and Karen's reading voice for the stories, if they ever chose to go into true crime, they'd make a
They're a
because their
couple who
voice
must
is
watch
brilliant.
true crime.
But they were also the couple that gave me the longest amount of editing and the biggest number of takes for all of it. So guys, thank you so much. It was so worth it. And then it finally ended with Simon from Who Takes the Socks Off? Again, another Studio 84, Channel 84 podcast network, doing our brilliant story. Now, the fun thing is all of them knew they were recording this. None of them know who the real story was.
Oh, okay.
So none of them knew whether theirs was the real story or not. So unless they went off and did the research.
Unknowingly told Porky Pies.
He did. But thank you very much for watching. It's been great fun. And subscribe. Find our podcasts, go and find the Variety Show, go and find the Untitled Sci-Fi Show. All the details about us can be found in the description of this video and on the podcast metadata.
Video, so like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. But also for the podcast people, thank you very much for listening. Thank you to all our Patreon listeners. This has been a Studio Channel 84 production. You can find out all about the Variety Show now and all our contact details on thevarietyshow.co.uk. New site, episode details, all of those bits and pieces are there. And for the podcast people, this isn't the end, but for the video people, we're going to say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so podcast listeners, as you know, hello, we're in the car now. As you know, the video has finished, the episode has finished, and we thought, well, I felt a bit bad not doing anything normal from the show, and I haven't prepared Was It Best Left in the 90s, so we're going to do a drinks test, which originally I was thinking about doing while we were walking around, and I thought, no, that's not going to fit the video vibe really, and it's nice to give the people that listen to the podcast that might not go and watch the video something a bit extra that the video people don't get. So we've got 3 drinks to taste.
Ew.
It's 11:20 at night, so we're probably only going to taste a little trickle of each of them, or I'll probably drink all of them, but they will most likely keep us up at night.
One of them I've been wanting to buy, so actually I'm glad.
Well, yes, you bought that one. And
this one I brought.
It's the one you bought
yeah.
and said, can we have this in the taste test? And you've not managed to select it. So Tell us what those three things are, Rob.
So we've got Mountain Dew Dragon Fruit. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not fond of the dragon fruit flavour normally, so I'm intrigued to see where it goes
I'm
with
not
that.
particularly either. And then we've got Pepsi Refresh Shot. Is this an energy shot?
I've got a feeling it's an energy shot, so you only
God, I'm
literally
gonna have a sip.
Have a
of that.
little sip of that one, because
20
I've got a
past 11,
feeling it came from the Oriental supermarket.
Okay. And then the one I got, Fanta Dark Cherry flavour. It's got a wicked looking.
The cans for
Can.
Fanta have got better recently.
It's like jet black. And then it's got some kind of, it's Diablo from Xbox. Oh, that's right.
Now,
Okay.
I'm a bit angry with Fanta.
Why?
There is a good chance, and I cannot get a conclusive answer. They have cancelled what was Lilt.
Dude, I think you're right, because they don't have it in the one stop
You
anymore.
can't buy it anywhere. It's disappeared.
Yeah, what a shame.
I loved Lilt. I preferred Lilt to whatever it became, Fanta.
I can't remember what they changed it to.
no.
Citrus something.
But-
Yeah, because I looked up what it was called,
Yeah.
and I couldn't find it in the one stop.
Yeah, it seems that it may well have been cancelled and gone.
Oh, what a shame.
I know Lilt was struggling, but I'm very disappointed by that, because I really enjoyed having the occasional can of that, and in this heat, I would have adored it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a little upset by all of that.
Right, shall I open one?
Go. Let's go for Fanta. Do you want to do the Fanta first?
I want to say that till last.
Are you sure that's not going to be ruined by the other flavours?
Yeah, good point.
If it's the one you're going to enjoy, let's have it before our mouths are tainted with the disease of the other drinks.
Right. Ready, everyone? Oh, I got an amazing smell instantly. Oh,
I
my
can
gosh.
smell it from here.
Yeah. Oh,
So that's dark cherry, you said,
this
wasn't
is
it?
dark cherry.
So we've been bummed out by cherry recently because we tried the cherry Coke float, if you remember.
You know, I've been drinking dark fruit ciders. So some neighbours brought me the Hawkston dark fruit cider,
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah.
is incredibly nice.
Now-
and then I bought the Aldi one, incredibly nice.
Our garden centre we have frequented once. Well, me and Robert Dads, we obviously take kids to garden centres. It's
Yep.
the done thing.
Love a garden centre.
Burston Rose and Garden Centre.
Yep.
It's now selling the Hawkstones range.
Ah,
Hawkstones
wicked.
range.
We'll have to go there again.
So there's booze, food, all sorts.
So I'm going to try some, right?
Yeah, go for it. He's drinking the Fanta. Obviously, we can't really pause it because I'm driving. He's passed it to me.
Yeah. I like that.
Ooh,
I like that.
that
That is good.
tastes like an adult cherryade.
It tastes like dark fruit cider.
You know what? You're
but
right.
more cherry. More cherry.
more-
That's the distinct part. More cherry.
And it hasn't got that lingering cider alcohol flavour that
Yeah.
you often get. That link. You know what I mean? Cider gives you kind of that. It does. It
It's
does
got an
linger.
airy. It's got an airy lingering to it. Cider does. All cider does, and just some ciders have it less.
But that is very
That
nice.
is really good. Very strong cherry taste,
Yes.
and it's hard to explain what the dark is, but when you've had a dark fruit something, you'll know
you'll
what
know.
we're talking about.
Yeah,
It's like, imagine having a cherry that is a real dark purple rather
Yeah.
than a light red.
yeah, and you know what the bubbles are reminding me of on that? It's a bit tizery. A little bit of tizer sort of fizziness, but the flavour is straight up
Yeah,
chip shop cherryade, but
Yeah.
darker.
yeah, that's right. I would buy that. I'm going to get that again.
That I very much like.
Yep.
You can pop that in the can holder if you want.
Okay, let's put it. What's the score?
That we haven't had one of these for a while. That is a 6-point pop by cherry.
Yep, and I'm gonna give it a 6-point. Darken my door any day, you beauty.
That is beautiful. Really
Okay.
good.
There's got a lot to live up to now. Mountain Dew Dragon Fruit.
So yeah, this one I'm not
Taller
sure.
can.
on. It's a
Look,
very cool can.
It's a taller can, I think.
No, it's a 330ml, isn't it?
No, it's taller.
Oh, is it 400? Have a look at the. Is it 400ml then? They've had that before. There's been these weird can sizes.
I can't read the writing on it because of the green.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, but it's, no, I see what you're saying.
Just
it's
a touch
slightly
taller.
bigger can.
Just a touch taller. If we weren't moving, I reckon I could probably. But it's green on green. Oh, thank you. There we go.
We'll have another light.
355.
355 versus 330.
Yeah.
How weird.
Okay, right. Did I open it then?
Yeah, go for it.
I hope
Open
everyone
it.
can hear me okay. I've got it on the seat belt because I've got nowhere to attach the bloody microphone to.
Well, the fact is we've gone to these remote mics anyway. I'm not fond of... They're brilliant technology, don't get me wrong, but the quality of them versus what we normally record with, I kind of have come to a conclusion of I can only do what I can do with it, and that's what we'll get.
Okay.
Okay, that okay was neither good nor bad. Ooh, now the smell, it's almost a bit vomity at the back end of the smell.
Yeah, I'm not particularly fond of Mountain Dew, so it's with the credit I'll give it, it's definitely Mountain Dew have taken their drink and made it and added passion fruit to it.
Yes.
They haven't tried to make some stupid
Dragon
fucking
fruit.
random. That's what I meant. Sorry, some stupid fucking other thing with their brand. They've taken Mountain Dew and gone, "What's our twist on dragon fruit?"
Yes, and
so I've got to give them credit for that. But I don't like Mountain Dew.
The credit also has to go to them because one of our favourite drinks on the show is Iron Brew.
Yeah.
And every flavour of Iron Brew we've ever had up to date has just been, that's Iron Brew.
Yes.
It's never been anything different, except for it may have glanced bad with one wonky eye at this and the other one's looking off into the distance at something else.
Yeah.
This, you're right, you've got that undertone straight away of the Mountain Dew, which I don't mind Mountain Dew. It's a bit of a citrusy, sharp flavour. It's always had quite a nice fizz to it. Mm-hmm. But this definitely has that dragon fruit flavour to it.
With a hint of lime. There's a kind of lime. But it must be the Mountain Dew.
I feel it mixes actually very nicely with dragon fruit. Now, I'm not a fan of dragon fruit, but that's not as unpleasant as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be pretty grim, but...
It was quite refreshing, actually.
It's
very citrusy, refreshing.
It's got the benefit that being kind of that citrus and that lemony flavour as a palate cleanser. So the dark cherry got washed away immediately by it. Mm-hmm. It's only left that slight fake citrusy flavour in my mouth, so it's not left anything major behind. No. Not unpleasant. I'm going to say that's
I've got it at a 4.
I was just going to say mine's a 4. The dragon fruit has arrived.
Yeah, I give mine 4 House of the Dragons.
Yeah, you just have to go with the dragons actually arrived, didn't you? Yeah.
Next one.
I'm surprised. So this, I've got no idea what this is.
I think this is just going to taste like Pepsi.
This is from the Oriental supermarket. I sent some stuff to the Cheap Show boys. Oh dear, he spurted all over my car. Wipe it up,
it's not spilled anywhere. It's not spilled anywhere.
Good. But this is a Pepsi energy drink, I think. So it just says Pepsi Refresh or something, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Pepsi Refresh Shot. Yeah. So I don't know if that's going to be Pepsi with coffee in it or if it just got Red Bull mixed in with it.
Okay, so...
Oh, the smell.
It tastes like Pepsi, but instantly after the fizz has gone in your mouth, it tastes like you've just drunk a flat glass of Pepsi from the pub. It's left a taste in my mouth, but like a very sweet taste is left in my mouth.
So, you know what? I don't find that too bad. For me, and I'd be interested if I had the time and I wasn't driving and the light to see what's in this. I would hazard a guess. This tastes more like Pepsi used to than what Pepsi tastes like now. Since the sugar tax and all of that stuff.
That's got sugar in it.
Oh god, yeah, it's definitely got sugar in it.
You can feel it on your teeth.
But this is very reminiscent of the day. So when we used to work in the Hammers, one of the favourite things to do was when you were pouring yourself a lovely cold glass of Pepsi when you were allowed to on tap, and it wasn't sugar-free, it was just Pepsi, was gently pushing the button, just gentle pushing the button,
syrup,
and having half a glass of syrup.
Yeah.
That's where this is at for me. You've kind of got that really syrupy Pepsi flavour, which we haven't had for a long time. I mean, when was the last time you had a real Pepsi?
I don't know.
It's watery. There's not much flavour to it at all. That's pleasant. The problem is that's probably so loaded with caffeine. I think most people would probably get quite neurotic and a little bit shaky with it. It does what it says on the tin. It's definitely refreshing, so I can't really mark it down for that. So I'm going to leave it at a 4, but it's going to be a 4 point. Is this what Pepsi used to be? Question mark.
No, I'm afraid I'm a 3. It's a 3 point. I need to brush my teeth. It tastes like Pepsi, which isn't a bad taste, but the lingering feeling in my mouth is unpleasant. That it's really sweet. I suppose my throat doesn't hurt. Really sweet. It doesn't actually tend to hurt from drinks.
Yeah, and we should say this is one of the smaller cans, so it's a tiny can. Like one of the mini cans that you can get in the supermarkets as a mixer.
Could they sell that as a full can?
That's a full can. Oh, no, I bet they don't do that as a full can. Jeez. My teeth feel very furry from it. You're right, and that's a limited amount that we've drunk of that. I mean, I've just finished what was in that little can. Interesting. I would say the aftertaste is that of a fake cola, something like the old Saint. Did you ever have the Sainsbury's own brand cola? It used to come in a metallic red can.
No, I don't.
That used to be really pleasant. That was just like Virgin Cola, which also I used to like.
Oh, Virgin Cola.
That's what this reminds me of, actually. More, there is, when you initially have it, you get that strong Pepsi flavour, but yeah, afterwards it then devolves into this kind of Virgin Cola territory. But yeah, no, fair enough. I think those are fair scores, and we're not meant to agree all the time.
I haven't given it a full thing yet. Did I? Yeah, no, I did. 3 point, need to brush my teeth.
Yeah, 3 point, need to brush my teeth, and yours, mine was a 4 point. Is this what Pepsi used to be? Question mark.
That's it.
Okay, well that's the taste test. Now I'm not going to break this up because obviously you've had the whole podcast, you've had all of this. T, you had a story for me.
So yeah, that was it. So Miranda and I, wedding anniversary the other day, and we went to our venue. I won't say where it was. We went to our wedding venue. It's like a manor house, and she was using the facilities, and T and I were sat on this little kind of bench opposite the doors. It was this long corridor. At the end of the corridor was like three armchairs in the kind of corner of what is the kind of library of the manor house. And he's looking down there and like, "You're right." And he goes, "Oh, there's someone knitting down there." I'm looking down the hallway and I go, "No, there's not." And he goes, "Yeah, there is." I was like, "There's no one knitting there. There's no one on the chairs." He goes, "Yeah, there is, right there." And I went, "Show me." So I've sent TJ and Karen have seen the photos. I followed him down the hall. He's like, come on, she's right there. Look, you can see her knitting. Look, she's just putting the knitting down. He goes, she's putting the knitting down. I'm looking at him. I'm like, Theo, T, there's no one there. And he was like, and we got all the way up there, and she goes, "Oh, she's gone now." And his thing is, right, he turned round and gave me like a proper smile. And I'm like, "Were you lying to me?"
Yeah.
He's like, "No." The thing is, T isn't someone who doesn't make the stories he makes up involve poo, wee, farts, superheroes. He doesn't go around telling me there's ghosts.
Yeah, he's not going to be the next ghost story writer of the world. Yeah.
So that was an interesting. So when Miranda got that look, I was like, "Can I speak to you for a minute?"
But didn't he
her son sees dead people.
I see dead people. Yeah, and you can keep it that way. Just don't tell me so I don't get freaked out.
Keep it to yourself, don't share.
Can you imagine that? I see dead people and I don't want to hear about it.
And now you do too.
Oh, God. It's interesting because the location, I did do some research, and it is meant to be haunted, but it's meant to be haunted by the various people that were involved there through its history. Nothing related to a woman knitting, so God knows. That's creepy
weird.
as fuck.
Well, you just see my sensor just come on, the plants keep setting off. He's had a few things like that over the years, though. Oddities. He used to stare in the corner in his bedroom, which I always found weird. He used to say, like, point in the corner and stuff, and it's the same corner the cats would stare in.
Yeah.
And it was like, the little fit, and because of the particular room he's in, which I'm not going to talk about, but like, yeah, weird stuff like that. He has had previous.
Well, funny enough, our T's done things. He's brought up things about what would be his great nana, who passed sadly before he was born. And he said things or looked at things, and it's, how do you know that?
Yeah.
That's not normal, kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a particularly good. I like that. We must go ghost hunting, me and you, at some point, as I think we could have some fun with that.
Yeah, I've said before, people who have seen the videos of us on the ghost hunts we have done, I don't actually believe in it, but I really want it to be real.
And when you get stuff like that, you can't help but think,
yeah,
is there?
I'm ready for it to happen. I'm ready for a ghost to walk out here and go, "You're right, mate," and I'll be like, "Yes, this is what I wanted." Do I think that'll ever happen? Well, absolutely not.
Yes, ghost sex, finally.
So I sent you a video, a TikTok today, and it's loads of kids saying creepy stuff, and it's this one, and they're saying to the little girl, like, "How do you know that?" And the little girl goes, and she's like 4 or 5 or something. And she goes, "Oh, I remember it because it happened when I crawled out of hell."
Nice.
How fucked up is that? Imagine if your kids had said that to you.
Kay wound Gem up. This was a few,
did she just
not
disalign
2
a
or
picture?
3 years ago, and she just very, very straightly said, "I remember when I was born. It was a man, and it was very cold," and listed off these couple of bits, and Gem fully just hook, line, and sinker. How do you know? There's no way you can remember that, but you're saying things that there's no how, and the things that Gem had told her or Nanny had told her, and she just completely straightly said these things, and then and eventually, are you pulling my leg? It's like, yeah, and big grin on her face.
Oh yeah, I don't know if T was pulling my leg, but it was convincing.
I don't know, at his age, I don't think he's...
Because you regaled the whole story straight to Miranda as well. Exactly.
Can he tell a joke yet? That actually works.
No, they don't make any sense.
Therefore, he could not have done that. That is not something he's going to have come up with on his own.
He can't even recite jokes I try and teach him.
Exactly. If he cannot do a knock-knock joke, he
can't do knock-knock
he
jokes.
cannot have come up with, there's a dead woman over there knitting. It's going to really fucking freak my father out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, I see dead people, Dad. She's over there, she's knitting. Go, no, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to be really so deeply involved in this. I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she's gone now.
Yeah, she's gone now.
No. He is not capable of... If he cannot do a knock-knock joke, he could not have done that. Sorry.
Anyone that does have the kind of like nieces or nephews or kids themselves that like that at that age, kids telling jokes is hilarious because they're fucking terrible. They make no sense whatsoever.
It's like when T tells a joke and it just makes no sense, and then he just walks off going, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, my boy's the same. Miranda's favourite joke is, "Why did the hedgehog cross the road to see its flatmate?" Get him to say that very small joke. He'll be like, "Oh, why did the hedgehog cross the road?" Why? Oh, because his friend was over there and his friend had been squashed and he wanted to go get a burger. You like, fucking hell, mate.
To be fair, mate, it's a good joke. Well done.
I'm like, why did the hedgehog cross the road? Because the chicken was there. He'll find it hilarious. All the kids out the front will find it hilarious. They're all looking at me like I'm the idiot.
Oh, done. I still think, final words then, my favourite stupid joke How many programmers does it take to change a light bulb?
Oh, yeah, I love this joke.
None. It's a hardware problem.
See you later, everyone.
See you. Bye-bye.
This was a Studio Channel 84 network show. To find more, head over to channel84.co.uk now.